On today's show, we have an update on the renovation and expansion of the hospital. Plus, in lifestyle, it's the battle of the sexes. Between men and women, we'll tell you who is the better multitasker. And improvements Aruba and Style can make. 15 on 15 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. Stakeholders for the renovation and expansion of the hospital project recently met. It has been confirmed that the construction for the hospital, which was supposed to begin back in August, has been delayed until next year. The current hospital the island has is set to become a 5-star facility. Despite the delay in construction starting, the director of the hospital says the Prime Minister, Infra Team, SOGA, and the Department of Public Works are on the same page. The entire team is striving for an upgrade in not only the building itself, but also in the hospital's service. The director of the hospital, together with the Prime Minister and SOGA, has their priorities set on transitioning the hospital into a top-notch care unit for patients. The director of the hospital, Jamie Falcone, was quoted in the morning newspaper saying the patient should always be central no matter what. They should always feel safe within the care they are receiving. So that is ultimately the hospital's goal. In other local news, the social dialogue has been an important platform for all stakeholders on the island from various sectors to discuss issues. Since tourism is the backbone of the island's economy, let's see how effective Ahata feels the social dialogue has been thus far. During the social dialogue, issues are brought forward to be addressed.
Any dialogue is better than two parties shouting at each other from a distance, and from that perspective I think the social dialogue has been very useful. Clearly there are some areas that haven't quite worked out the way that we would like. We were discussing the fact about electricity rates, for example, that the hotel sector continues to pay on the old formula, even though during the social dialogue we were assured that that formula would be changed. So the Prime Minister is aware of that, and it's something that will be addressed.
Social dialogue have been proven to work in other parts of the world. In places where a dialogue doesn't exist, good governance suffers.
As a general principle, the social dialogue process works very well. It brings the three parties together, the unions, the employers and the government, and we can have an informed discussion about the best way forward. And I think you can see from many countries around the world that that really is the best route to go, that there is a sense of what we can do together rather than apart, and that there is an understanding developed on all sides as to what the implications of any decision are. So I think the social dialogue process does work, and Ahata has continued to be committed to it.
Moving forward, driving a vehicle is a pretty generic universal knowledge. You put on your seatbelt, adjust the mirror, put the car in drive, and take the wheel. But when it comes to the written portion, depending on the language it needs to be taken in, many people could encounter challenges. Good thing this multicultural island now offers the written test in 4 languages.
The 1st of September 2012, the Minister from Justice makes some changes in the law. So we have to pass the exams for the license in 4 different languages. From that day on, we using the language Papiamento, English, Dutch, and Spanish. So if you want to get your driver's license, feel free to come over here and then pay for the sum that you have to pay, and then we are glad to help you with your license.
When we come back, we'll talk about who is the better multitasker between men or women. Then we'll get into how having a slow metabolism is a legitimate excuse for being obese. And it's the battle of the Halloween candy. Which are the trick-or-treaters' favorites? All of that's coming up, so stay with us. It has been settled. Women are simply better at multitasking than men. This is according to a new study. The average man was slower at juggling tasks than women, but there may be advantages to a one-mind track as well. Check this out. It is not a myth. Women really are better than men when it comes to multitasking, at least in certain cases. In a study, men were slower and less organized than women when switching rapidly between tasks in tests. Both sexes struggled to cope with juggling priorities, but men suffered more on average. Researchers hope to encourage more studies on a topic which they say has attracted astonishingly few studies, considering how often the women versus men debate pops up in conversations. Having a slow metabolism could really be the reason why some people are obese. People have mocked it and said slow metabolism is just an excuse for being obese, but being born with this condition is actually true for some people, say researchers. A team at a university has found the first proof that mutated DNA does indeed slow metabolism. The researchers say fewer than 1 in 100 people are affected and are often severely obese by early childhood. The findings may lead to new obesity treatments even for people without the mutation. Scientists knew that mice born without a section of DNA gained weight more easily, but they did not know what effect it may have having in people. So they analyzed the DNA of a few thousand severely obese patients, and it had a twin effect of increasing their appetite while slowing down their metabolism. Having a slow metabolism slows the ability to burn calories, and that is important as it is a new explanation for obesity. And on a much lighter note, Halloween is coming up. Candy corn seems to be the signature candy represented on this sweet day, but it turns out there is one type of treat everyone wants a little more of every year. According to a recent study, 72% of us say chocolate is our favorite Halloween candy. Lagging behind are gummies, chewy and hard candies, lollipops, licorice, gum, and mints. In the past year, Hershey Company's Reese's took the #1 spot with sales of just under $510 million. M&M's trailed behind as the runner-up with sales of $500.82 million. And Snickers came in at #3 with past year's sales of $456.91 million. It is estimated Americans will spend $2.3 billion on Halloween candy this year alone. Another interesting fact is that Halloween is considered the top holiday for sharing sweet treats. Halloween beats out Easter and even Valentine's Day. We will be right back. Take a look to see what is coming up next. The third edition of Aruba in Style is set to take place November 7th to the 10th. Since the event is in its third year, I spoke to organizers to find out if AIS has added to Aruba's tourism and how. Also, we discuss how Aruba in Style can be improved. The purpose of hosting an international event such as Aruba in Style is to build the island's name, ultimately attracting more tourism. According to Ava Waver, the founder of AIS, the event has helped Aruba diversify the type of visitors coming to the island.
Attracting a different kind of tourism to Aruba. When we send out this invitation, it goes through PR, it goes through this top-tier press media internationally that caters to that celebrity world, the lifestyle people that would come to Aruba just to spend, to experience the exquisite gastronomy that we have to offer. We have resorts in the region that are top resorts well known, and that is the tourism that we are attracting.
Shani Summers explains why events that places a destination on an international platform works.
Tourism is obviously the main income for, well, not only Aruba, also Curacao. You know, if I compare with where I'm from, tourism is the main income. It gives also a variety of the spending culture on the island. So it's definitely the key part where we should focus our attention and investments on. So, I mean, what else do you have in terms of stimulating the economy from an outsider's perspective? So definitely I support not only the Aruba in Style event, but all events that focus on an international level. I think as islands in the Caribbean, we should definitely focus and invest more in becoming international platforms for events.
The future of Aruba in Style is left in the hands of the Ministry of Tourism. Reason being, a 3-year contract was signed for the fashion event, meaning this could be the last time the island has AIS. Nevertheless, if Aruba in Style is signed on for another edition, there are some changes that can be made.
For sure, the new goals that we would like, that we've been thinking about for time, is to have the buyers come to Aruba, make it more than just commercial, make it a trade show integrated into the fashion events.
Ava says trade shows will generate more results. It allows more buying opportunities.
Because then we will have the opportunity to invite the buyers from well-known department stores around in the region and from the United States, and that will bring with them, of course, this market that we are introducing Aruba into as a fashion platform in the Caribbean, where we can have all these buyers from around the region see Aruba every year as a destination, and together will bring more press and more visitors to the island of Aruba.
Keep in mind, 2013 could be the very last edition of Aruba in Style. We will keep you informed on whether or not the contract will be extended. That is our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here with a new show on Monday night starting at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV.